if you would like to start lying down with this gentle yoga class, you could have your knees bent and the soles of your feet on the floor. And choosing if you'd like to keep your hands by your sides or on your belly, or for some people, it's just lovely to open the arms out in cactus arms. So you can settle the shoulders and the shoulder blades and the wrists and the back of the hands into the floor. But only do this if it feels completely easy. And taking a few moments to arrive. It's quite a breeze here today, so maybe at home as well. Opening yourself to the sound of the breeze and the leaves and the birds. And allowing your attention to come into the body. The sense of this connection between our body and the floor, something that I say every class and something that I notice every day, whether I'm lying or walking on the earth. The sense of support and sustenance, the stability, however we find the fluctuations in our daily life. That stability is there for us. We can consciously connect with it, with the ground. Noticing the body breathing itself. The rise and fall of a natural breath. And do take time to choose a sankalpa, an intention for your practice if you would like to. Nicely. Grab yourself a belt. We choose an intention as a reminder to hold our practice in focus. And a reminder that what we practice on the mat for 10 minutes, for an hour and a half, is a life practice. Yoga is not just what we do on the mat, it's a way of life, a way of attending, a quality of alertness to every breath, to every sensation, to every relationship, however fleeting. And then if your hands aren't there already, bringing them to your lower belly. We're going to take a brief breathing practice. And rather than just allowing the breath to come in naturally and noticing it, which we often do, can you intentionally draw the breath down into the belly so you'll feel your diaphragm flattening on your abdominal organs as your lower belly swells under your hand. And you'll feel your belly drop back as you exhale and the diaphragm float up. And see if you can come into your own rhythm of this abdominal breathing. All the while keeping soft in the face, soft in the throat. And I'd like you to continue with this belly breathing, this abdominal breathing, but take your hands to the side of your ribs. And what I'm interested in is that you notice the rise and fall of your abdomen, your lower belly, but your ribs stay completely still. Sometimes if we're not attuned to the breath, we fill different parts of the lungs together without noticing. And now we're taking the breath low down and keeping the rib cage completely steady and quiet. And it's possible that as you breathe into your lower belly, you'll feel a pressure on the pelvic floor on the inhale. And that's fine. And you'll feel it release on the exhale. And then let that go, but keep your hands where they are in the ribs. And just take a couple of natural breaths. And now we're going to breathe into the ribcage explicitly. So begin to breathe in so that you feel your hands pushed out to the side. You feel your ribs expanding front, back, and sides on the inhale, and then that gentle contraction on the exhale. Really notice the 4 directions of the breath as we breathe into the midsection of our lungs. And once you've found a rhythm, once you feel quite confident that you're breathing into this midsection, keep that going, but slide your hands down to your lower belly. And now, if all goes well, your lower belly is completely still as your rib cage expands and contracts. And sometimes it's not that easy if you're not used to differentiating between the different parts of the lungs and the torso. So be patient with yourself. Belly completely still as the ribcage expands and contracts. And then returning to a natural breath. And if you're going to put a playlist on at home, I'm going to start it now. I'm bringing the soles of your feet together so that your knees drop out to the side. And just enjoying a few natural breaths here. Hands on the belly or by your sides or back in cactus arms if that felt really nice. A real sense of breathing with the morning. Can you let go in the inside of your thighs and the groin now? Feeling that softness in the front of the pelvis and in the belly. A softness you mirror inside your mouth and behind your eyes and in your throat. And the soles of your feet and the palms of your hands. And coming to the top of a full breath in and pausing there. And then opening your mouth and taking a long sigh. And taking 2 more breaths like that. And as you return to a natural breath, using your fingers to draw your knees together, soles of the feet on the floor, and slide your legs along, whole body extended. On the next breath in, float your arms over your head to the floor behind you. And as you breathe out, stretch through your heels and through your fingers. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, bring your arms back over and use your hands to bring your right knee into the chest. Pushing through the left heel. On the inhale, stretch that right leg away, arms over the head. Reach through the fingertips and the heel. On the exhale, right knee again, draw it in towards you with your hands. And continue with this right side only in your own time, opening and drawing in. And you push through the left heel to give us more opening down this psoas muscle, which connects the spine with the legs all the way through the pelvis. Muscle that gets so tight with tension, with stress, or just with too much sitting down. And next time your knee is in towards you, please hold it here, having your belt handy. And bend the left knee, the foot on the floor. Really feel that left foot find its place. And we're going to combine that gentle pelvic tilting that we've been doing in every class, but with the knee in towards us. So take a breath in, and as you breathe out, draw your knee in towards you and really feel the back flatten. But then as you breathe in, your knee moves away and you roll over your tailbone to create space between the floor and your lower vertebrae. And as you breathe out, the knee comes back and you flatten the lower vertebrae to the floor. Take it really soft as you feel your way rolling over the back of the pelvis, over the tailbone. Arms drawing in on the exhale and lengthening out on the inhale. Can you feel everything as you move and you breathe with this gentle exploration into the right hip? And then settling with your knee in towards you and reaching for your belt. And taking the belt just around the instep of the foot. We won't take it to the ball of the foot. In such a way that you can hold the ends with your upper arms relaxed on the floor. Just imagine you have a very well-behaved pony or horse, and you don't need to pull on the reins here. Just ambling along. So your shoulders and your throat and your face are relaxed. And now, just experiment with pointing the toes, pulling them towards you of the raised foot a few times, and notice how this movement of the foot and ankle brings with it a corresponding set of sensations in the back of the right leg. Until you're ready to settle with the toes coming down towards you. Now we're going to bring back in that pelvic tilt. So as you breathe in, roll over the tailbone, tilt the pelvis forwards. Your leg will move away from you, that's fine. And this time as you breathe out and you flatten the back, draw your leg a bit closer towards you. Not looking for the biggest stretch possible. We're looking for rhythm. Keep going. Inhale, rock it away. Exhale, draw it towards you. And the leg is straight. The leg is straight, so you don't bring it so far towards you that you need to bend it. Keep it soft. Until you're ready to decide how far towards you, the body you want to draw the leg. Remember to keep it straight. Toes are drawing towards you. And this is maybe where you're going to stay. Or maybe you slide the left leg long. And notice how sometimes we gather tension around the face and the throat when we bring quite intense sensation into the lower body. Breathe here. We're looking for ease, we're looking for a regrounding. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. And relax, release the right leg a little bit. You're not taking it to the floor, but just allowing it to slide away a little bit. And bend the left leg again, the left knee, and place the foot on the outside edge of the mat, the left outside edge of the mat. And take both sides of the belt in your left hand. Your right arm can float out to the right. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, allow your legs to cross. So the left knee is going to drop into the center, and the right leg will cross over the left leg high up the thigh. And I just want your right hand on the belt to be relaxed, left hand on the belt to be relaxed out to the left. So some of us have done this before. This is a very stable way of feeling into the outside of the right leg and buttock. It resists temptation to roll all the way over because our pelvis is stabilized here. And then begin to draw your right toes towards you as you push through the heel. And notice how you feel this in the right leg. Breathe. And now it's your choice. You stay here, or maybe you begin to slide the left leg long again. And notice how you can draw the right leg across the body a bit more. In a little bit of a twist. It's all right if you roll over onto the side of the body. And see if you can settle into the right shoulder and look over your right hand. Sense of pushing delicately through both heels, if that is right for you. How soft are you in the face? And do you notice a tendency to think you need to come to the most advanced variation of this, a tendency to want to stretch as much as possible? Or are you more interested in the quality of sensation as you explore the variations? Turning your head back to neutral, beginning to roll over onto your back and bend up the left knee again. And take both sides of the belt in the right hand this time. And lift up the left knee into your hand actually, so you take the foot off the floor and your legs are together. Lovely. Take a breath in. And now as you breathe out, ease your legs apart. So you're reaching through the right heel and I'm hoping that your right arm is settled on the floor. I suppose it will depend on how long your belt is. But we're not gripping, we're just creating space now in the right hip and down the inside of the right leg. Breathe. Amazing, thank you so much, that's lovely. Take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, bring your legs together. And drop the left foot to the floor. And release the belt from the right leg, right foot, even though you keep the right leg vertical. Take a breath in. And then slowly on the breath out, lower your right leg to the floor. Trying not to clench in the body as you do this. And slide the left foot away and feel the whole body long. Maybe noticing a difference between the two sides of the body. And then we bend the left knee again and bring the right knee in towards us. We've got a little bit more to do on the right side. We're going to come into half happy baby. So if you'd like to take the sole of the right foot towards the ceiling, the knees bent, you might take the knee out to the side and then hold on to that right foot, either on the inside, on the outside. And if you can't reach, you could use a belt or you could hold lower down the leg. And you begin to ease your right knee down towards the armpit, but without a yank, without a strain. And we're looking for maximum stability in the pelvis. So I've allowed my left knee to fall out to the side. Some of you will like to lengthen that left leg, maybe even hover it off the floor a little bit, pushing through the heel. Breathe here. It's absolutely fine also to rock around a little bit, feel your way. Take a full breath in, and as you breathe out, place your left foot on the floor again. Excuse me, and place your right ankle over the left knee. Arms relaxed down by your sides. So you're pressing with a footprint into the left foot. And you're flexing the right, so the toes are drawing towards your knee. Lovely. Arms are by your sides, palms facing down for the moment. Take a breath in. And then as you breathe out, peel the left foot off the floor and bring your legs in towards you. Inhale here. Exhale, drop the left foot to the floor. Very slow, very sensitive. Inhale when you're still. Exhale, lift again. Inhale here. Exhale, foot to the floor. Inhale here. And this time, exhale, lift your legs towards you to stay. And if you can, thread your right hand through the gap in between your legs and interlace it with the left hand behind the left thigh or over the left shin. But if you're finding that your chin is jutting up and your throat is arching, your neck is arching, take something under your head. We're looking for a nice length at the back of the neck. And feel into the right buttock, the right side of the thigh as you draw your legs maybe a little bit further in towards you. And breathe fully. As soft in the face as you can. Take a full breath in. And on the breath out, keep your legs exactly where they are, but can you unthread your arms out to the floor in a T shape? And take another breath in. And on the breath out, very slowly drop both knees towards the left. So as you come over, your right foot will touch the floor. Your left foot will touch the floor, but your right knee will remain hovering most probably. And take a little look over your right hand as you settle into this strange little twist, trying to drop into the hips, drop into the belly, and breathe. Beautiful. And then bring your head back to neutral first. And lift your right knee in towards you and hold on to it as you roll back over and slide your left leg long. And take a full breath in. And as you exhale, lift your head towards your right knee, pushing through that left heel. And breathe in. And now breathe out, release the whole body long. It's a long, slow sequence on the right side only for now. What do you feel in the body? What do you feel in the quality of your breath? On the next breath in, reaching your arms over your head. Stretching through your fingertips and your heels. And as you breathe out, draw your left knee in with your hands, pushing through that right heel. And find your own rhythm to open and close. making it delicious and in time with what you need. Next time you draw your left knee in, stay there and actively push through that right heel for a few breaths, a couple of breaths. Soften the face. Before you bend up the right knee, sole of your foot on the floor. And we start that gentle pelvic rocking again. Right foot firmly planted. As you breathe in and you roll over your tailbone, your left knee moves away from you. And you breathe out, you tilt the pelvis back, you draw your knee in towards you, lower back flattens. Keep going in your own time. Very slow, very sensitive. Until you're holding your left knee in, take the belt around the instep of the foot. And find a length in the leg, but with the arms relaxed. And have a little explore into pointing the left toes and pulling them towards you. Just feeling the movement of the ankle and how you feel this in the back of the left leg. Lovely. And then allow your toes to draw towards you and begin that rocking of the pelvis. You roll it forwards as your leg moves away. And you tilt it back and your leg will come closer towards you. Maybe you feel your right foot a bit more firm on the floor. And continue. You're not looking for the strongest hamstring stretch possible. And the next time the leg is drawing in towards you, only draw it in so far that you don't need to bend the knee. And you may be able to slide the right leg away, pushing through the heel. And take a few breaths, soft in the whole body and only focusing on the engagement of the leg. And then taking both sides of the belt in the right hand, bend up the right knee, place the foot right to the edge of the mat. Left arm is out to the side, inhale. And as you exhale, draw the left leg over to the right as the right knee drops into the center. And notice now what you feel on the left. For that complete stability in the pelvis. We're not tilting over. If you want to, you slide the right leg long, and then maybe you do come all the way over into that little twist, looking over your left hand, softening into the left shoulder blade. Can you soften into sensation rather than grip? Can you breathe freely here? And then bringing your head back to neutral. Lifting the left leg, and take both sides of the belt onto the left hand. And bring your right hand into your knee, into your hand, both legs together. Inhale, and on the exhale, your legs come apart. Right knee to the right, left leg to the left. And really reach through that left heel, feeling the inside of the left leg. Breathe. A lot of detailed attention to the lower body this morning. On the inhale, bring your legs together. Exhale, drop your right foot, remove the belt from the left. And take a breath in here, and then slowly lower the left leg to the floor. And slide the right leg long as well. Feel the body. Inhale, arms over your head. Exhale, left knee in towards you again. And bend up the right knee. Foot on the floor. And take the sole of your left foot towards the ceiling for half happy baby to the left. And remembering that as you ease your left knee down towards your armpit, holding onto the foot or the leg or using a belt, you want stability in the pelvis. So allow the right knee to fall out to the side or lengthen the leg, possibly allowing it to float off the ground and pushing through the heel. Breathe. Take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, bend that right knee, foot back in again. And draw the left knee, in towards you. And take the left ankle over the right knee. Arms by your sides, palms to the floor. And flex the left foot. Inhale. And exhale, lift your legs towards you. Inhale when you're here. And exhale, float the right foot down to the floor. Inhale here. Exhale, legs towards you. Inhale here. Exhale, drop the foot. Inhale. And exhale, bring your legs towards you to stay. Taking the left hand through the gap and interlacing with the right hand, either behind the right thigh or over the shin. Remembering to take a block under your head, chin is jutting up towards the ceiling. And ease your legs in towards you, but without yanking. And what do you feel on the left side of the buttocks, the hip, the outside of the thigh? Take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, keep your legs where they are, but release your arms out in a T shape. Take another breath in, and then allow your knees to drop to the right and your head to the left. Feel the softness, the way of letting go into this delicate twist. And breathe. And let go. If your arm doesn't touch the floor easily, just bring the hand back to your chest or something. You need it to be relaxed. Lovely. And then bringing your head back to neutral first. And then float the left knee up. Hold it with your hands as you extend the right leg along the mat, pushing through the heel. Take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, lift your head to your knee. And take another breath in. And then release the whole body on the mat. Noticing how you feel now. It's a very long, protracted sequence. Which is fantastic for attuning attention. But it's also a really lovely way of opening into the lower body. And it's a very grounding practice to work with the legs and the hips in that way. Inhaling, arms over your head, stretch through the fingertips and the heels. And on the exhale, this time draw both knees in towards you. Have a little roll around with your legs together. If you are able to, slide your hands down your lower legs to reach for the outside of your feet. If you can't, just hold above the shins. And take a breath in. And then exhale, bring your knees in towards your head, in towards your knees rather. And take 3 breaths here in a little bullet, all crunched in like a seed. Take a full breath in. And then release the head. Take your hands to your knees. And roll over to one side and meet me in an all fours position. Everyone okay? Very slow today? Slow is good. And then begin to circle your hips. Very gently. Maybe enjoying a sense of freedom of movement after all that discipline on the floor. And then reversing the direction of your circles. And coming to a still point here. And in your own time, coming to some cat-cow movements without my instruction. Feel what you need. As long as you flex the spine, that means come into a little back bend. As long as you opposite. As long as you extend the spine, that means coming into a little back bend. And you flex the spine, that means gathering in into a forward fold. I don't mind what else you do. Stay very close to your breath. And some of you might like to continue with the flexing and extending of the spine. And some of you might like to come into a marauding bear. It's not really much of a choice though. So marauding bear, you bend into your elbows and you reach out to the side, you reach forwards. You basically barrel the whole body. So the spine keeps moving, but you're circling. And it's a very intuitive movement. So you come to whatever feels right. Feeling the whole skin. Feeling your whole body sensual, your whole body alive. And then reversing the direction of your marauding bear. Until you're ready to take your knees a little apart and settle into a quiet child's pose, palms towards the ceiling. Becoming very quiet. Noticing where you could soften a bit more. Become quieter. From here, if you could join me sitting on your heels, so coming up with a vertical spine. If you're unable to kneel, you could just release your legs or sit on a block. I think the door's open in this, I think you can go straight through. And then take your arms out wide and feel from fingertips to fingertips, feel the full breadth of your wingspan. Take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, give yourself a hug, right arm over the left. You can bring your chin in. And then breathe in, open out again. And again, wrap the right arm over the left and crook the left elbow. And we just come into half eagle arms, using the left arm to draw the right arm across the body. So the right arm is long. And noticing how you should feel this on the right shoulder, the upper arm. And for lots of us, this is where we want to stay. But if you're able to wrap the forearms together, keeping the elbows locked, lovely. Maybe the backs of your hands meet or the palms meet. I like to hold on to my right thumb with my left hand and then crank a little bit towards the left. And then lift the shoulders up to the ears on an inhale, and on an exhale, slide them away, shoulder blades down the back. And begin to make little circles in a clockwise direction with your elbows. And then make those circles in the opposite direction. And then come to a still point and begin to lift your elbows as you look up towards the ceiling. And breathe here. Take a full breath in. And as you breathe out, can you come forwards over your knees? Maybe your forearms come to the floor. And then breathing in, come up. And release the arms. Take a note for how you feel in the shoulders, the back of the ribs. And inhale, open out your wingspan. Exhaling, left arm over the right, just for a hug first time. And then inhale, open out wide. And exhale, left arm over the right. Keep the left arm long, crook the right elbow. Left arm is long, yeah. And begin to draw the left arm across the body. And this is maybe where you stay. Left arm is on top, inside the crook of the right, yeah. This is where you stay, or maybe you wrap your forearms together. Maybe hold on to your left thumb with your right hand, and you crank the hands a bit to the right. Inhale, roll your shoulders up to your ears, and exhale, slide them away. And then as you lift your elbows a little, begin to circle in a clockwise direction. Breathe. And then take those circles in the opposite direction. Beautiful. And then begin to lift the elbows as you look towards the sky. And breathe here. Take a full breath in. And then come forwards as you breathe out. Arms to the floor if they come. And just relax the neck, the head, the jaw. Take a breath in. And a breath out. And then releasing your arms as you slowly reassemble your spine bone by bone. So noticing how you feel. And then sliding your hands down in front of you. Curling your toes under now. And sitting back onto your heels. And breathing here, feeling the ribs, feeling the shoulders, feeling the stretch in your toes. Head isn't to the floor. And when you're ready, begin to lift your knees and slowly take your heels towards the floor as you unfold. And once you've unfolded into your Adho Mukha Svanasana, begin to drop the knees again and come all the way down. Find your rhythm for a few rounds, always resting in child if it becomes too strong. Breathe the movement. Can you maybe experience this movement as if it's not you initiating it, as if it's something that comes from within without your intention? In such a way that it takes over you. That pulse of life, moving you, animating you. As you breathe. And then next time you are up in a downward dog, staying up and taking your hands and your feet a little bit wider apart than usual, maybe taking your fingers and your toes out to the side a bit. And notice how this gives, for some people, you'll feel a freedom in the chest, a freedom in the hips. You can try the opposite. Try turning your toes in and your fingers in so the wrists are out, the heels are out, and see how this feels. And then bring your feet and hands back to a neutral position. Look in between your hands and walk or step your feet forwards. So we meet in a standing forward fold. Knees are bent. And we're dangling. You could hold onto your elbows or your hands could be on the floor. As long as your neck is completely relaxed and you're just hanging, then you can bring your attention into the weight pouring down through your feet. And breathe. Place your fingers either on the floor or on your shins. And now on a breath in, we slowly straighten the legs and we lift our heart. Long spine, straight legs. And breathe out here. We're looking for space in the upper bodies. Your fingers should be in touch with something. If they're not on the floor, it's fine to have them on the shins. Take a breath in and imagine you're being pulled out through the top of your head and through your tailbone simultaneously. So we're long in the spine. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Take another breath in and then exhale, hands to your hips. And press through your feet as you inhale and you come up strong and steady. It's taken us an hour to stand up. Get your arms down by your sides. And breathing in your arms. And breathe out, arms down. That's all we're going to do for a few breaths. Feel the expanse of the breath in the chest. One of these times as you come down, float your way down. And inhale to a flat back again. And exhale, fold completely. And inhale, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart. And we continue these are heart sun salutations in your own time. Allow your breath to move you. Finishing the one you're on and doing one more. And just coming maybe with your eyes closed to really feel into the body and the breath with your feet firmly planted. And then opening your eyes and crossing your right leg over the left. And you could come up onto the toes and push the heel away. Take your arms out wide. Inhale, a little squeeze the top of the thighs. And bring the left arm over the right as you've already done for eagle arm. Take either the half version or the whole version. So I want you to decide how deep you want to come into your Garudasan, your eagle pose. This is already there. You might find you can lift that left foot off the floor. You might find you can slide it behind the right lower leg. You might like to stand against a wall to do this. And breathe. Sit deeper in your eagle's nest, possibly. Breathe and focus. Take a full breath in. Whoa. And come out in your own time. It's so funny, I love that pose. I was nowhere near it today. So strange. We'll take our Garudasana the other way. So stabilizing through the right leg, take the left leg over. And either have the foot flat or come onto your toes. Little squeeze at the top of the thighs. Actually helps to bend that back knee a bit. Then take out your arms, your wings. And it's the right arm over the left. We're looking for stillness and focus. We're not necessarily looking for the full wrapping of the legs, but if that is available to you, come into that full pose, maybe against the wall. Maybe not. Breathe. Take a full breath in, and then gently release. Yeah, it's hot. Well, that's where that ends now. That's enough of that. Far too much effort. Inhale, float your arms up. And exhale, swan dive down. And inhale to a flat back. And as you exhale, simply step your way back to a downward dog. And you have a choice. I'm going to give you a choice to breathe 5 full breaths, either in dog or to come and rest in child. Listen to your own body. And then wherever you are, next time you exhale, meeting me on the knees or fours. And just drawing your hands back in towards your knees, toes are curled under. And please take your left foot forwards. So your left heel is about in line with the right knee. Perfect. And if you can, you bring your hands onto the floor. But we're sitting back on the heel. So imagine you're about to launch into a sprint, but you're resting. So your left ribs are resting on the thigh. You're super quiet here. And then when you're ready, from this stillness, from this quietness, begin to take the right heel towards the floor as you straighten that right leg and you pour over the left bent knee. And then you come back down again. And just continue this with a mind for the sequencing of the movement through your body. Where do you notice it's smooth? Where do you notice you get caught up a bit? And as you continue this movement, can you keep an eye on your left foot and have a check? Does it start to grip and move, or can you maybe see a stillness in that foot? And only some of you will want to come up and then float the right leg up behind you as you straighten the left leg. Still with that quietness in the right foot, and then you come down the way you came, all the way back down. Beautiful, keep going. So the aim here is not necessarily the strongest pose, but the quietest standing foot, with all of your attention there. Beautiful. Come down to rest in your sprinter's pose. So we stay here. You might want to watch me this first time. We come up the same way, but then we twist open. And then we close down again. And that's all we do. Very soft, very delicate. Open and twist open to the right. We're not twisting to the left. Keep it more simple. And then close down again. We're not staying in the twist. It's more about the sequencing that I'm interested in. Next time you twist, keep the back leg down as you take the hand down. And I want you to check your feet here. I'm needing to walk my right foot further to the right, so I'm not walking on a tightrope. And my foot is at about a 45-degree angle, toes pointing out. Please bring your hands to your hips and come all the way up. Straighten both legs, arms by your sides. As you breathe in, drop into that left knee as your arms float. Your pelvis moves forward. And then as you breathe out, float back again. Keep going with this very floaty Virabhadrasana one. Looking good. The second variation for this is to take your hands behind your ribs. For some of you, this will be inaccessible. You can take one hand behind the ribs. And as you drop into that front knee, maybe your hands come together, your shoulder blades come together. And then you separate as the front leg straightens, you look down, and so on. Make it steady. And then some of you, when you're bent into that front knee, maybe the palms of your hands are working together. Come up on that right big toe. And just maybe come into a version of Warrior 3 with the leg lifted. And breathe. And you could stay here, or you could float in between your Warrior 1 and your Warrior 3. Keep it light. Notice how you respond to this. How does it alter how you're feeling? To the extent that you even refuse to do it. Mention no names. Inda. And then next time your leg is floated up behind you, gently bring the foot by the left foot and release the hands. Oh, it's so hot. We inhale, arms. And exhale, float down. And inhale to flat back. And come to a downward dog before we take that little sequence to the other side. Bring both knees to the floor. And this time it's your right foot forwards, your right heel forwards. And settle first, so you know what's coming now. So the right heel is almost inside the back knee. So you can completely settle the ribs, the head. And when you feel you found some quietness and stillness, begin to unfold. And remember that we're checking in with how still the right foot is. And this time I'm going to leave you to decide at which point, if you're going to unfold and float the back leg up, all the while checking with that front foot. There's no hurry for this. So we're not twisting yet. We're definitely not cross twisting. We're opening, twisting to the left, but we're not even doing that yet. We're just floating the back leg off the floor, or not even. All the while quiet in that front foot. If you want to bring the twisted version in, your right fingertips are on the floor. You bring the left heel down and you twist open to the left. Keep it very light, very gentle, very fluid. It is very hot. It's not bad to be hot, as long as we have water. And then at some point when your back leg is straight, bring the heel down. Take your feet a bit further apart. Hands to your hips and come up into warrior one. We just simply float. Bend into that front knee. Arms come up and then float back. We're not looking to stay. So you know what's coming. You could stay with this if this is right for you. You could take your hands or one hand at the back of the ribs. Looking for an ease of movement and a gentle back bend here. And only if it feels right, pour your weight into the front foot, come onto the back toe, and come to warrior three. And the idea isn't to stay for ages, it's to move in between warrior one and warrior three with a lightness and ease. Find your own rhythm. And next time your leg is lifted, or even if it's not lifted, we end with both feet together, arms by our sides. Just notice how good it feels to have both feet on the floor. And start those half sun salutations again. Completely light. Opening to flat back and folding again. Coming all the way up. And carry on with your own rhythm for 3 more full rounds. Take my final round now. And when you folded completely over your legs, stay there. Or if you're not there, come down here. And gently walk your fingers forwards. Bring yourself into a downward dog. And I want to give you the option of dropping into a wide-kneed child's pose, or maybe coming into a squat with me. So I know that not everybody likes malasana. If you're coming into squat, walk your hands and your feet back in towards each other. And you might want to roll your mat up or have blocks for your heels. And then take the toes out and sit down. So if your heels are off the mat, really place blocks under them so that you can drop, so you don't feel that you're stressing and balancing. And then bring your hands together in front of the heart space. And can you keep dropping through the sitting bones, through the buttocks, through the pelvic floor? Maybe some of you will have a sense of an open chest and wide collarbones. And breathe. Very still, very quiet, very grounded again. You gently, gently come out. Take your hands behind you and sit down. And join me lying on your backs. You have a choice of various things. I haven't asked in the river room if you wanted to get a chair, but you could grab a metal chair, take your legs on top of the chair. You could come back to Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together, knees out to the side. Or you could lie completely flat. We're going to take a few minutes breathing practice on our backs before settling into rest. Would anyone like a chair? No? So those of you who've opted to have your knees out, that's fine, but you decide when to bring your knees back if it's too much for your hips. And you might like to take your hands onto your belly like we did at the beginning. And have a check-in with how you feel in the body. Have a check-in with all of the sounds of the morning. And have a check-in with the flow of your natural breath. Maybe you can feel your abdomen rising and falling beneath your hands. And the breathing practice we're going to do is optional. You might prefer to let go of all the instructions now and just come to your own relaxation. Or you might like to follow me. We're going to breathe with a ratio where we extend our exhalations. The first thing I'd like you to do is steady the in-breath and the out-breath so that they're an equal count. So that might mean breathe in for 3, pause, breathe out for 3, pause, breathe in for 3, and so on. So you choose the number, and it's not that we're pausing for a long time in between the breaths, but we're just noticing the breath turn around. And there's absolutely no strain. Super soft in the back of the throat. And you might like to continue with this equal breath. Samavriti pranayam. Or at some point, you might like to add a count or 2 to the exhalation. So if you breathe in for 3 and pause, you breathe out for 4 or 5, or maybe even 6. And you watch your exhalation peter out and dissolve before the next breath comes in. Remembering to bring your knees together if you feel that there's a strain in the hips and the groin. Some of you will feel at ease to extend the exhalation to double or even 3 times the length of the inhalation. And at some point, allowing the counting to fade away as you come back into a natural breath. If your knees are out to the side, bring them together and slide your legs along. And I'll leave you in silence for the remaining few moments to rest. And gradually beginning to take a few slightly deeper breaths. Noticing the rise and fall of your abdomen with the breath. And introducing any gentle movements into the body of your choice. Gently transitioning from a resting state into a slightly more awake state. You might like to roll around, roll onto one side. Until you're ready to come up and meet me, sitting with your hands together in front of the heart place. And only closing your eyes if you want to. Take these final few moments of your practice to notice how you feel. Maybe recalling any intention that you set for yourself. And taking a full breath in. And exhaling, bowing your head, chin to your chest. And when you're ready to breathe in, lifting your head gently, opening your eyes into the room. Thank you very much indeed. Namaste. Thanks at home. Thanks in the river room. I'm just going to stop for